So, when you are creating pages and adding them to the navigation bar, you do want to make sure that it's just really as easy as possible for people to access the information that they need. So, really consider having that sitemap is going to be really helpful, and wireframes perhaps as well of that overall layout of things of each page. But if you are creating any custom URLs, for example, perhaps you're naming certain services or packages based on a custom naming convention that you have, just make it really clear and easy for people to have with the slug in particular so that it can be picked up for your SEO with keywords. So avoid any special characters like this messy one down here as well. This is where it won't really pick up as much, but a good example is this your URL domain.com slash perhaps medical dash writing dash services. Really nice and clear, great on keywords. Definitely don't neglect your footer as well. This is the bottom section of your website in particular. It's displayed on all your pages. And so you can really help optimize for a lot of these call to actions, easy access to certain pages and whatnot as well. But this way, it uses sufficient size on the bottom. So make sure there is enough margin and spacing around it so that it's not being cut off anywhere in particular. Consider including it on your sitemap of things, but also from a legal perspective to incorporate things like your privacy policy and terms and conditions. So it doesn't necessarily need to go into your main navigation off the top there, but make sure to include it in the bottom there for sure. Use any available real estate in this footer section to just keep it really simple and clean ultimately. So perhaps you want to consider adding in a variation of your logo that's a bit more condensed, adding in your social media links as well, any sort of tagline or slogan that you might want to incorporate. And so you definitely want to consider, yeah, how you want to lay this out as well. If you do have an address or email that you want to incorporate here, or if you want to bulk it up a little bit, you could always include having a contact form in here to make it really easy for people to reach out for a certain project. You want to consider optimizing for mobile. Again, we talked about how crucial this is to have in your website design. Majority of your users are now on their mobile phones, checking for the legitimacy of your website and services, are real human, all these things. So just make it really accessible for them to use as well. But by being able to use, perhaps if you DIY this, to have a template in place will really help hopefully structure a lot of that overall for you to optimize for different device sizes. So definitely don't skip out on optimizing for this because it will give you that competitive edge against a lot of your other competitors out there. It will help strengthen your overall credibility and your overall brand presence. If you want to optimize your website for these mobile devices, it's really easy. I'll walk you through here. So you can toggle back and forth between each of these website platforms very easily from desktop to mobile view, just a quick click. And that way you can adjust different elements, maybe rearrange the orders if that's needed in the overall flow of things, just to ensure there's also enough spacing between sections and content, because oftentimes when it is translated from desktop to a mobile application, it can get quite condensed time. So you really want to be mindful to have that breathing room built in place, as well as reviewing the overall flow and experience for your visitors. Does it still feel inviting? Are there certain elements that feel a little bit too overwhelming to have on mobile? Then you can always hide certain elements, perhaps as well, to keep it really simple and clear, and to also continue to test and preview before you do publish ultimately. So if you are up here in Wix, for example, if you just go near the menu navigation here at the top left, if you just toggle right to the mobile icon here, this is where you'll be able to see where to edit a bit further and what that experience may look like across majority of mobile devices. Again, you do want to be mindful not every mobile device is built the same. So you do want to consider that and have enough buffer room margins and spacing ultimately around the side. But this way, if you want to move this down for whatever reason and whatnot as well, then you can always adjust it moving forward. But again, just to hit publish whenever you are ready to make those changes public.